Hey guys, Below Average Utah Dad here. I'm not sure how well you can see me. I'm just going to take my pistol out of my waist. So, I got my Apex Tactical trigger from Midwest Gun. So, we're going to go ahead and upgrade the trigger. First thing we're going to do is we're going to redo the trigger on this. We're going to put the TF Tactical trigger in here. I could smooth out some of this, but I'm not going to worry about it. So what I have is I have a punch set here, a 1/8 roll pin punch should work. I already punched them out, but there's 2 pins. Glock clones on the Psa Dagger. It's here. It's right in front of the trigger and at the back of the trigger, and that's for the housing and for the there's like a trigger frame there. So I'm gonna pop this off. All right. So I'm not teaching anyone how to build a pistol, how to build a gun. All I'm showing is how to replace, say, a damaged part, or if you were changing the trigger mechanism. So we're just replacing a part. We're not modifying it. We're not building it. I'm not teaching anyone how to build a gun. This is all, this came pre-manufactured, YouTube. That's all we're doing, is we're fixing the trigger so that the trigger is actually safer to use. YouTube, I'm teaching people how to fix their trigger or how to replace their trigger so that it is a safer piece of machinery. I know that might sound odd to you because you probably have a bunch of anti-gun people that think, oh my gosh, he's modifying the trigger. I'm not. I'm not modifying a trigger. I'm putting a different trigger that is safer and better to use because it is smoother and it makes it so that you are less likely to jerk and you have more control over your firearm. That's a good thing, YouTube and liberals and everybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about. So you should be able to shoot. Have you been able to see all of this whole time? Let me see. I don't know if you've been able to see it. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just lean it back a little bit like that. Sorry, guys. There, okay. So, I don't know if you saw, how much of it you saw. I'm not gonna start the video over. I'm not gonna put the trigger back in, or the old trigger. So this is the old OEM, this is the hinge trigger. This really is, like, I get it, this is what PSA installs. It's just one of their differences. The bar is actually pretty smooth. Everything about this is pretty decent, but this portion, the shoe, just isn't real great, and then this gets a little bit rough, so I don't really like that. So we're putting the TF Tactical trigger, the smoother trigger, the safer trigger, in replacement of the original trigger. And all I'm doing is I'm looking through the other side, and I'm looking to make sure that the pin lines up, and that's all I did. I just lined up the pin, and we went from there, and it should be pretty straightforward. If it's giving you any trouble, you can just kind of wiggle the magazine release a little bit, like that, and there you go. Pops into place. That's all you really need to do to make that work. So now that we've got that in, we're gonna put our 2 rolling pins back into place, because again, we're not building a gun, we're not drilling anything, we're not doing anything like that. We're just using, these are the retaining pins. We took them out so that we could replace the less safe trigger with a more safe trigger. Anybody who wants to argue that with me, go for it. That's fine. I don't care. But that's how I would explain the difference between an aftermarket trigger for the PSA Dagger and the stock trigger. I just go, you know, if you've got like an armorer's block, you can use that. I just use a roll of tape because it works. And then we're gonna put this longer pin. So the longer pin goes in front, guys. When you take it out, that's how you can remember the longer pin goes in front. Let me just move it over. And it should be pretty smooth for that front pin. That front pin comes out and back in. And the little recesses for it are pretty easy. Like it should go in pretty well, pretty easy. And you'll see right there, they go in nice and easy. And you can check it by putting your slide back on. Where'd my slide go? Here's my slide. So we just pop the slide on, just like that. And there we go. So nice clean pull. And we did thoroughly test it earlier, and we were at a pretty consistent about 6.5 to 7 pounds. So we're gonna pull it with the TF Tactical trigger. There we go, 4.8 pounds on the first one. So, and see how much smoother it is? See how it stops? And then it clicks. 4.8 pounds again. We'll do it again, one more time. Pulling it. It's 5.6 pounds that time. So, nice and smooth, clean break. There's the wall. As compared, so now we'll go to the micro and clear your weapon. Visually inspect it. Look, it's in there. My finger's in there. There's nothing there. So I'm going to show you here the difference. All right. So you pull, it's got that hinged trigger safety. So you pull, there's kind of a wall, not really. There's a little bit of a wall, and then it kind of squishes, and then it goes. And that equates to, we're zeroing. There you go, 0. All right, we'll hold it. Six and a half, almost 6.5 pounds on that trigger. So what I'm really excited about is we're putting the Apex series, we're putting an OEM Glock block in it, and then I also have the Ghost Ink smooth stage drop for it. So we'll see. What I'll probably do is test it with not this and then with this, just to see again the difference. So this one only has a rear rolling pin, and then it has the front pin. So I'm going to use my rolling pin punch. All right, and actually, yeah. So we'll just get it started with the pin. Again, just kind of move that magazine catch. Really easy. See that? Really easy, really smooth. Just pop it out. And then this one will, here's the hammer. I actually have another punch set right here that I use sometimes, but there we go. It's out. Come on. Work with me here, Mr. Punch. There we go. Popped out. All right, and I just leave the pin in there until I'm ready to to put the new piece in. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pop this out. Pop this out.
Are you still recording?
I am.
What are you recording?
I am changing the trigger.
Where's your phone at?
Right there.
Oh,
Okay. All right, there is the stock dagger trigger for the micro, which is the equivalent to the 43X. You'll see it's got a little bit different setup. It's got a spring in the back. The OEM one does not have that. So again, I'm going to put the trigger bar, the stock trigger bar, in the I'm going to put this stock trigger bar in the Glock one. It should pop out pretty easy. You can just use, again, your punch. I just dropped a spring on the floor. I'm going to have to find that later. Use a slightly smaller punch to pop this stage bar. This is a brand new punch set, by the way. There we go. That fell on the floor as well, but that's okay. And all I'm doing is popping it into place. It's very straightforward. That's it. Just pops right in there. So this is the OEM stage bar. And now I've got the Apex Tactical. Again, smoother, safer trigger. I'm gonna do it with the OEM, then I'll use the Apex Tactical, and then I'll do the other one. Okay, that should be it. There's no... Okay, we just swap it in. Put this in like this. Okay, that's really smooth. Pop our little frame in. Put our magazine catch in there. And you just kind of have to play with it, but you'll see it'll go in.
hey, buddy.
There it is. So now that's in there. And what we don't have to do, we don't even have to put, all we have to do is put the slide on. We don't have to put the pins in because we're gonna test it. What did I do with my slide? There it is. Sorry, my desk is kind of a mess. Okay, so now, oh, I like the way that feels. All right, so we're gonna do the test. We're zeroed. 5.16. Let's come on. Go. That was a lot higher. That was 8.2. Let's try that again. 5.36. Oh, I see what I'm doing wrong. 4.38. 4.38. I've been pulling it against the frame. That's what I was doing wrong. 4.68. I don't think I cleared it. .14. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to try swapping for the Apex Tactical bar, the one that it came with, see how much of a difference that makes, and then I'm going to go to the Ghost ink. And then hopefully there's enough of a difference in the way that it performs overall that, you know, I can definitively say, yes, this was, all of these parts were worth the cost. Because if there's no real discernible difference between this bar and the Ghost ink bar, why keep it? Why do that? All right, so I'm gonna put this right here in my wallet. Put the Apex trigger. It says it needs to be lubricated. Well, there's plenty of lubrication here on it already. I just cleaned this the other day, so it's plenty lubricated. It'll be interesting to see how much of a difference this makes between the OEM and the Apex one, and then the Apex one and the Ghost ink. That's one of the things. Ghost ink claims that their bar is can make a difference even on a stock, on anybody's stock stuff. Just takes a little, like I said, a little finagling. Drop the pin. Okay. That's the right spot. There we go. What am I caught on? Sometimes these parts get caught on each other a little bit. Hello? Hello?
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Just checking flights to see if I could get back from Krista's. I mean, I'm still going to try to, but they're not looking real great. So I'm just letting you know.
You're
Her
letting...
lady's packing.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll let Riley know.
I can get to Dallas, but everything from Salt Lake is just booked.
Well, I mean, as much as we would love for you to be at Riley's pageant, I think Krista and her needs right now are probably a little bit more of a priority.
Well, yeah. So you heard what's going on now, right?
No.
So her main doctor called her today, and her primary doctor, and he said, okay, so we've been over everything with the radiologist and stuff, and your first priority is to see an oncologist.
They're going to ever see an oncologist?
Yeah.
Because they can't find anything in any of the organs or anything like that?
Well, they're not too, they said they weren't too worried about her spleen being, a little bit big, but they said that, the spleen, any kind of cancer, that tends to be one of the signals when the spleen enlarges.
3.8, guys.
But they were going to have her go, see, for rheumatoid or, like arthritis or whatever, and they said, no, we're going right to, you're going to see, your first thing is going to be an oncologist and a hematologist. Because we need to determine if you have cancer cells.
Yeah, she told me the other day that she was going to have to see...
That should have been the priority in the first place.
She told me the other day that she was going to go see somebody, but she didn't say who it was going to be and what kind of doctor it was going to be.
Well, they have her going to it's somebody with kidney, for like kidney disease.
Yeah.
But they called back and they said, no, this is not kidney disease. They said, that. So she has appointments next week, and then the week after that, they're hoping they'll be able to get her into the oncologist or the hematologist to start doing whatever blood work needs to be done.
Yeah. Well, I hope they...
Like I said, I was kind of upset when Krista got done with her doctor when I was there, and they were like, "Well, we're gonna go this other route before we do, before we worry about cancer, because we don't want to, we're hoping that's not what it is." And I'm like, I told Krista, I said, that is the dumbest ass thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
I said, rule out the cancer. That's what's going to kill you. I said, figure out, get that. And if it is cancer, that's the one that you need to be treated for.
Yeah.
Sooner than later. So I am glad that that is,
That they're just,
you know,
they're going right after it.
what?
That they're just going right after that at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go lay down.
So,
Well, obviously I want her to get the help she needs, and
Coco,
Dude, I got a good tan.
I'm on the phone.
get the dogs out of here.
Oh, Ash, Coco.
Well, let me know what it is that, I mean, I'll talk to her.
well, we won't know until, you know, until she's able to get him for tests and stuff.
Yeah.
But at least at that point, you know, they'll also kind of know how to, will hopefully be able to know how and will begin to start treating it as well.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway, well, hopefully, like, the most important thing is that they start doing something. They start
exactly.
doing some kind of treatment.
Right. Feeling exactly.
So,
Like, let's stop bullshit around and just start.
get her some treatment. I know people don't like to hear you treat the symptoms, but I mean, when you can't definitively say this is what's going on, treating the symptoms is the best thing you can do.
Well, but I feel like all they've been doing is treating symptoms. They need to start treating. Now they need to get to where they're treating the cause.
Yeah, well, they need to figure out the cause, and sometimes treating the symptoms is what leads to finding the cause.
Sometimes.
Alrighty.
But I'll keep you posted. So
Okay.
I was gonna say, if I fly in though, or would you guys have room for me to stay with you?
Yeah. Of course we would. It's the how do you get back home? if you
What?
fly out of Idaho Falls, how do you get back home?
No, I'm not. You mean today or tomorrow when I fly out?
Yeah, where are you flying out? Are you
I
flying?
have a one-way flight.
Oh,
So, the thing is like, when I decide to come home, I will come home. But,
no.
I
Oh,
usually, you know, it's like I'm flexible.
no. So here's what I'm asking. If you do a one-way flight, that I understand. If you do a one-way flight, where are you flying out of to New York?
Oh, I would be flying out of Salt Lake.
Okay.
I
So
would just fly in and then fly back out.
so when you leave tomorrow or Sunday,
I'm flying out of Idaho Falls.
okay, so again, if you fly into Salt Lake when you come back,
Yeah.
how are you going to get back to Idaho Falls if your vehicle
I'm not
is?
getting back to Idaho Falls. I do one-way flights all the time.
Okay.
So I just fly, all I do is I fly one way. So, right now, like I flew one way into Phoenix, drove the car up here, and now I'm flying one way back to New York. I'm not doing a round trip ticket.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad we're on the same page.
If I come to Riley, I would be flying, if there's tickets available, I would fly one way to Salt Lake, and then I would look at what the tickets are available to get out of Salt Lake and fly one way back.
Oh,
Getting out of Salt Lake isn't the problem, getting into Salt.
so
I don't know
it's
what they have going on.
oh, so you would go back to New York.
Yes.
And, okay, that's what I was trying to establish was If you fly into Salt Lake, how are you going to get back to Idaho? I didn't realize you were going back to New York.
No, I'd just be going right back to New York. Yeah. So. Oh, by the way, I found your milk bars.
Yeah, and my peanuts and some of my bread.
Yeah, how did that end up in my car?
I don't know.
I put the bread in there. I thought it was hers. But I did not put the Built Bars or the peanuts in there.
I bought one of those. When I saw that half loaf of keto bread, I bought a loaf of that keto bread.
Oh, well, I don't have that keto. I don't have the bread.
The purple bread?
Yeah. I just have my cashews and a jar of nuts. And your Built Bars.
Alrighty. Well,
I wonder if the bread is still in that box.
what
I thought
box?
the bread was in the big box that had the buns and stuff in it.
No, it definitely wasn't, because that's at my house. But that's okay. I'll figure it out.
Well, I don't know where the bread is because I haven't unpacked the bread. So, I'm just trying to get my place kind of cleaned up right now.
I know we've been watching your live streams.
What?
We've been watching your live streams.
Oh, well, my yard looks good. Now I'm
It
working on
does.
the inside.
It does look good. We were talking about that.
The yard, I mean, yeah, it looks good. I'm happy with my yard work.
Yeah.
Even though I can barely move my shoulders because I'm so sore from pulling weeds all day.
Okay, I want to see the full video of like Padilla approaching Gnome. Because it looks like he actually stood up and started walking towards her. Which, if he had a question, why would he do that?
I don't know. I'll have to look at it. All right. I'm gonna let you go. I'm working on one of my guns, and I'm trying to film a video, and I've kind of maybe messed it up a little bit.
Okay.
All right. Love you.
All right. Love ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. What did I do wrong here? This is a little frustrating. This is not going all the way back. I don't know what's going on. Okay. That was weird.
Okay, this is kind of funny. Look at this, Dylan. You might not get it. No, you're too busy playing with your gun.
I am busy playing the gun. What's going on?
Hmm? Yeah, I actually looked online
That's what's going
to try to find that video, and I can't. I want to see the full video because I'm like, that's weird. Because everybody's just shown the video of like the ICE agents attacking Padilla,
Yeah.
and I'm like, but why did they do that? And he's standing up, walking towards her,
on. Okay.
and I think that's weird. If he's in there, it's a huge press conference. Why would he walk in and walk towards a government agent like that?
That's an excellent question. I don't know that I have a good answer for you. Did something wrong here.
a phone charger down here.
Yeah, right in front of you, that green.
That's an iPhone charger.
That's the rule.
You're so funny.
Okay. There's that. Huh. Well, apparently, with an Apex Tactical, that bar, it doesn't work well with the Ghost trigger, the Ghost Ink one. It's catching. That's interesting. I'm going to try this again. I'm actually going to try it with the pin in, see if that makes a difference.
David J. Harris just now posted Iranian hypersonic missile strikes Tel Aviv.
Was it really a hypersonic missile?
I don't know.
Or is that what the Iranians said? Because their version of hypersonic.
I don't know. He has videos. Do you want to see it? Here.
Yeah, just a second.
It's a very quick video.
Okay. Oh, it's just a missile. My guess is that it was one that was allowed to go through. Okay, let's test this. .32. .32. 3.4. That's light. 3.4. 3.62.
What a bitch.
3.62. 3.92. 3.68. Well, I think we can safely say that the difference is pretty significant. Pretty significant with that Ghost Ink. So, I like the way that looks. The FDE is a little different in color, but not so much that it bugs me. Here, Leslie, try this out. Feel the difference now in that.
Is it cocked?
Yeah. Can you tell?
Oh man. I can't cock that very good. Is this the
You
same
gotta-
gun?
Yeah. You have to flop the slide and release. Careful.
Do what?
You have to hit this.
Oh, why? Is that why it was doing that? Oh, yeah, it seems pretty easy.
Yeah. All right, so I think we can say, so in terms of the way the action feels, so the Apex trigger, the Apex Tactical trigger feels really good on this. It feels a lot better than the OEM trigger. One thing I do notice is that it does lock back if the mag is empty, if the chamber's empty, even in like this, whereas this one, no magazine, doesn't lock back. So I think it's something to do with the way that the Apex trigger bar and the Ghost Ink bar interact, or maybe it's because of the OEM. Maybe it's because of the OEM Glock thing. Maybe somebody can tell me, does an OEM Glock trigger block, does it make your Glock hold open? Is that built into it? Is that by design? I mean, I don't mind it. It's just not what I prefer. But that's a smooth trigger. There's not really a wall like what I would prefer. It just kind of keeps going and then it hits. That's one thing I do like about the TF Tacticals. There's a very clear wall and it's very distinct. So like this, I pull, it's still a little squishy, and then it goes. So there's not really a wall. I don't know. I might have to play with this some more and see if there's something I can do to give it a more discernible wall like this one has. So like this, wall. So doesn't do anything. Trigger guard or trigger safety pressed. There's very clearly like a wall. And then it goes. This one, okay, so there's the wall, I guess. Like, I'm not depressing the trigger. I'm pulling and pulling and pulling. It's still going. Like, there's not a wall. It's just kind of spongy. A little bit of a wall there, maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna play with it some more and see how it goes. But yeah, that was fun. Thank you everyone for paying attention. I'm gonna have to edit the crap out of this video. Maybe I'll post the full one day, but the one that you guys see will be very heavily edited. That was fun. Always carry every day. Always carry it around in the chamber.